Ever feel like your phone's battery life is stuck in the Stone Age?
Uh-huh. Tell me about it.
Or that new gadgets cost an arm and a leg these days?
Yeah, it's like they're getting more expensive even as the tech gets, well, more techy.
Right. So today's deep dive might hold some answers, because we're talking AI designing other AI.
Whoa, meta.
Exactly. Specifically, Google DeepMind's AlphaChip. And this is big because it's changing the core of our devices, the chips.
And that's what's so fascinating here. Like, everyone knows chips are important, but designing them, that's a beast of a problem that AlphaChip is tackling head on.
Okay, so for our listeners who aren't chip experts, back up a sec. We all get that chips make our phones smart, laptops powerful.
The brains of the operation, right?
Yeah, but designing one, what's that actually like?
Imagine trying to fit a billion transistors, which are tiny, onto something smaller than a postage stamp.
No way, that's what they're doing.
That's just the start. Then it's not just cramming them in, but connecting them efficiently, making sure it all works without, like, melting from the effort. Humans have been doing this manually for ages.
So how does AlphaChip even start to change that game?
Remember that AI, AlphaGo, the one that mastered the crazy complex game of Go?
Vaguely, yeah.
AlphaChip uses a similar idea, but instead of a game board, it's messing with chip designs. Starts from the blank slate, places components, then gets feedback. Good layout, bad layout, how's the performance?
So it's learning on the job, kind of like an apprentice, but way faster.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. It remembers. Each try, each design, AlphaChip gets better at being a designer.
So it's not just solving the puzzle once, it's like getting better at solving.
You got it. And that's where this gets really interesting, because we're not talking about some AI lab experiment, right? This is designing real usable chips.
Wait, like chips that are going into devices people actually own? That's happening now.
Oh, yeah. AlphaChip is designing the chips that are the backbone of Google's craziest AI stuff. They're Tensor Processing Units, or TPUs.
TPUs, ring a bell, but give me an example.
Okay, so you know how everyone's talking about Gemini, that super realistic chatbot, and Imogen making pictures from just words.
Oh, yeah, those are hard to miss lately.
TPUs are what make those possible. They're the workhorses behind the scenes.
So AlphaChip is designing the brains behind some of the most advanced AI out there. That's wild.
And it gets even wilder. AlphaChip's role in making these TPUs has been growing with each generation of the tech.
Meaning?
Early on, it probably just helped out a bit, but now it's taking on more and more responsibility because it's consistently delivering.
So it's like proving itself in the real world.
You got it. Not just potential anymore, but results. AlphaChip's making chips that are as good as or even better than what humans can do.
See, this is what gets me about AI stuff sometimes. You hear breakthrough, future this, potential that. But AlphaChip's already doing it. It's designing the chips that power the AI everyone's freaking out about right now.
It's easy to get caught in the hype cycle, for sure. But you're right, this isn't some far-off thing. This is having real-world impact as we speak.
And it's not just Google, right? You're going to tell me other companies are using this too, because that's huge.
Oh, absolutely. One of the big ones, and I mean big, is MediaTek.
Media who? Okay, maybe not a household name, but...
They're massive in the chip design world. And they're already using AlphaChip in their processes.
Yeah.
And getting crazy good results.
Like what kind of results? Give me the juicy details.
Think faster design times. Like way faster. We're talking shaving weeks, sometimes months off how long it takes to design a chip.
Whoa. And time is money, right? So that's gotta mean.
Cost savings, faster innovation cycles, the whole industry benefits. You know, your phones seem to get better and cheaper every year.
Yeah, like magic or something.
AlphaChip's a part of that magic. But there's this whole other level, this ripple effect. It's not just making things a bit better. It's changing how we think about chip design entirely.
Okay, now you've got to elaborate on that, because that sounds big.
It is. Even Professor Siddharth Garg, you know his work.
Professor Garg, yeah, super sharp guy, especially on AI and hardware. What's he saying?
So he said, and I'm quoting here, AlphaChip has inspired an entirely new line of research on reinforcement learning for chip design, cutting across the design flow from logic synthesis to floor planning, timing optimization, and beyond.
Okay, hold up. Logic synthesis, timing optimization. That's impressive sounding, but for us regular folks, what does it actually mean?
Good point. Basically, those are steps in chip design, and they're crazy complex.
Right.
Imagine logic synthesis, like
Yeah.
you have an idea for a gadget, right?
Yeah.
This is figuring out all the gears, wires, everything needed to make it work.
So pretty important then.
Understatement. And timing optimization. Think of a busy city with traffic lights. This is like making those lights so perfect that traffic flows smoothly, no jams, everything's fast.
Okay, I'm getting the picture. So AlphaChip's making those processes better.
Way better. Finding efficiencies humans couldn't even imagine. And it's not just about designing the chip itself, it's every step along the way. Remember that line in the article about AlphaChip optimizing every stage of chip creation?
Yeah, that definitely stuck with me. It's like, where does it even end? So where does it end? If AlphaChip's already doing all this, making chips better than we thought possible, what happens when it gets even more advanced?
It's pretty mind-blowing to think about. Like, we're not just talking about our phones loading Instagram faster,
Yeah.
right? This is about devices that are fundamentally more powerful, cheaper, less energy hungry. Imagine your phone battery lasting days.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Sign me up for that future. But it goes beyond just convenience, yeah. This has got to have huge implications for, like, important stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Take medicine, for example.
Mm-hmm.
AI-designed chips could mean insanely sophisticated medical devices that are also affordable. What if you could do those really complex scans, the kind that need huge, expensive machines now, with something you hold in your hand?
Seriously, that would be revolutionary. And those more efficient chips, they'd be massive for green tech too, right? Like making solar panels way better.
Exactly. It's almost every industry you can think of. Self-driving cars that are actually safe and reliable, education tools that adapt to how you learn best. The possibilities get kind of crazy.
It's almost, I don't know, it feels like AlphaChip isn't just upgrading our tech, it's upgrading our potential as a species.
Yeah.
To solve problems we've been stuck on, unlock stuff we haven't even thought of yet.
That's a really good way to put it. And it makes you wonder, right? If AI can design chips this much better than us, what happens when those chips are used to build the next AI?
Oh, it's like a loop. Innovation feeding back into itself, getting faster and faster.
And that's why this moment is so important. It's not just that things are getting a little better each year, it's how we're approaching the whole process of invention that's changing.
It's exciting, but I'm not going to lie, a little freaky too, right? Knowing AI is going to be shaping so much of the tech that shapes our lives.
It's a lot to wrap your head around, for sure.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what these deep dives are for. We explore this stuff together, trying to make sense of it all.
Exactly. And on that note, I think it's time for me to go charge my brain the old-fashioned way. But seriously, folks, if you found this even half as interesting as we did, you have to check out the full article from Google DeepMind. It's wild stuff. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing, and remember, the future is closer than you think.